Hello, it's Erica here from Me Too Paper Crafts, coming to you live from Victoria, British Columbia. I'm back from a fabulous week. I was away visiting, my husband and I were both away visiting our good friends Carol and Scott down in Cedro-Woolley, Washington. And it was a pretty fun weekend. We went to visit the tulip field. So if you saw my post on my main page, Erica Edney Facebook page, you'll see lots of beautiful photos. And I'm going to be posting some more of those in my business page for Me Too Paper Crafts because I want to do some color inspirations with you. I was absolutely blown away by the colors. It was fantastic. So Carol has just joined us. Hi, Carol. I miss you already. Wow, what a harrowing adventure coming home tonight. And when we got off the ferry, it was absolutely pouring with rain. It was very, very ugly. So I'll tell you more about the weekend as we go along. But tonight we're doing Case the Cattty. And Case the Cattty tonight, I'm going to be working with the soon to expire annual catalog from 2022. This is the 2022 to 2023 annual catalog. It's the one with the beautiful flowers on the front. I'll turn my camera down and show you the cover of this catalog. And if you have it, I'm working on a project on page 69. It's a very, very cute card. It's a Slimline card. What I'm calling a mini Slimline card. I think I've done this before, but I'm going to do it again tonight. I'm going to give you also the measurements and show you how to make an envelope to match, or an envelope. I'm going to use a plain white, but you could use designer series paper for your envelope as well. So I'll give you a bunch of measurements and then I'll also put them in the description after the video. But it's a very cute card. We're using Petal Pink and Mossy Meadow cardstock and Very Vanilla. I love Very Vanilla with the Petal Pink. Goes very, very nicely together. So we'll get started. Tonight's video is not going to be too long because I have to admit I'm quite tired. And I haven't even unpacked yet. So I will probably not take the full hour. So should we get started? It's a cute card. Can't wait. All right, let me rotate my camera. And we'll come down to the desktop. Let's see what I've got going on here. Okay, let me refresh my page on my laptop so that I can see my hands. So this is the stamp set that we're using. It's called Quiet Meadow, and it has a set of dies as well. I love stamp sets with flowers. I mean, I will admit, I love flowers. And what was very unique about this stamp set, as well as this one is actually retiring, and it's on sale right now. But what I love about these stamp sets are the dies. I'm going to show you the dies so you can see what they look like. So this is Quiet Meadow. So it's got some background textures to create a really nice, instead of using designer series paper, or say using an embossing folder, it's got some nice texture that you can use to create an interesting background. And then you can stamp these two floral images and then they both cut out. And you've got some nice greetings as well. So these are the stamps. This is that nice background texture on here. And I'm going to show you the dies. So you've got two little flowers here as well for the background. And these are the dies. These dies are just fantastic. And you get a lot of dies in this package. So you get dies that don't have corresponding stamps. You just cut them out of your cardstock to create some flowers. It's really, really cool. So you've got this one here creates an interesting image. So what I do with this kind of a die is I cut it out of green to get the stem, and then I cut it out again, and then I cut off the flowers, and then I can stick them on top. So that's kind of a cool thing to do with that type of a die. Same with this one. You could cut it out of green first, and then cut it out of another color to get the flowers. So look at all these fabulous dies, and you just cut them out and use them. There's no corresponding stamps. And this leaf flourish is just fantastic. This leaf flourish here is really, really, really cool. Look at that. It's very, very cool. Okay, and you've got some butterflies in here. And you've got a really nice greeting piece here that you could actually thread ribbon through. And then you've got a tiny little tag. This is a great set. So this set I will continue to use because this is carried over into the new catalog. It's called Quiet Meadow. A great set. Okay, so let me show you the card we're doing tonight. This is it here, and it's an actual slimline card, and I'm going to give you the measurements for this. It's a very, very sweet size. Okay, so you're going to start with a card base that is, it is 6.5 by 6 1/4. So 6.5, 6.5 by 6 1/4, and you're going to score it at 3 1/4 on the 6.5-inch side to get your card base. Okay, so there's your card base. And then I've got a layer of the Very Vanilla, and this measures 3 by 6. 3 by 6 is the measurement for the layer. Really simple card. So we're going to create a background on here, or I'm going to create a background on here. Let me just get rid of that cord. All right, so I'm basically using all Petal Pink here. I've got Petal Pink ink, and I'm going to create this background. Now I'm going to bring in a scrap piece of paper so I don't get my silicone mat all mucky. I don't even need the silicone mat at this point in time because these are the red rubber stamps and they have the foam on them, so they don't need anything fancy on there. Okay, and you can do this however you like. I'm going to ink that up. And I'm going to stamp off to make it a little bit lighter in color. And I'm just going to stamp it randomly on the cardstock. I'm building a background now. So stamp off, and I like to go off the paper as well. And we'll do one more here. Okay, so that's that. And then there's this beautiful flower. I love this flower. So I'm going to stamp this full strength, I think. So it's important to stamp it off the paper as well. I'm just trying to see if this, I've stamped this upside down. Yeah, if you look at the stamp, there is a right and a wrong way to it. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this full strength. Now, So I'm going off the edge of the cardstock. So it's almost as if this was a sheet of pattern paper and then you cut it. When you go off the edges like that, it looks like it's been cut. And that's the effect that you want. And you can rotate the stamp just to get some different looks. It's a very, very simple background that you can do. And you can do this with any number of stamps. You can even, you know, use any kind of greetings that you want. Okay, so that's what you end up. I don't know how well this camera will pick this up, but it's just very, very faint. It's a beautiful way to make a background. Now, if you wanted to, you could take, there's a couple of little smaller stamps in here to fill in some of the gaps. Then you could take a smaller stamp. So when you're doing a pattern like this, you want to always start with your largest image and then work your way down, because, excuse me, the larger images will fill in, sorry, the smaller images will fill in any of the gaps that you might have. So I'm just going to tap this very lightly. I don't want to catch an edge. You want to really watch for that. So here I can just add a couple just to fill in some of the white space. This is often how we do what's called a one-sheet wonder, is you create your own pattern. Okay, and I might do one more down here. And there you have it. Oh, I might do one here too. Whoops, I caught an edge. That's okay. I think that'll get covered over by some of the flowers. Now I went ahead of time and I cut out, I'll show you some of the other things that we need. So we're going to be using this linen thread. This is our Baker's Twine Essentials pack. You get a white, a beautiful creamy ivory color, black, a taupey color, and then a gray color. So we are going to be using one of these. And I already stamped the greeting and cut it out with the little tag piece. So here's the little tag that I created. How sweet is that little tag? And then I already cut out, this is one of the dies. Look how beautiful that flower is. And then I cut out a couple of these green ones here. So that's what's so awesome about these dies, is they're not all there to cut out. There aren't coordinating stamps is what I'm looking for. Okay. And there's some nice greetings in this set. I love this, thinking of you and you're too kind. And there's a good sympathy greeting, heartfelt love and caring thoughts are with you. So that's really sweet. Okay, so we are going to glue down and we're going to kind of make a bouquet. Now before I do that, I want to glue this on top of my card base. That's what I'm going to do first. Now another idea was, once you stamp this piece, it could be really cool for you to emboss it with any one of your embossing folders. And I'm going to do a little bit of a skewed effect here. I love that. But just by putting it on an angle. Okay. And then I'm going to glue these on and then kind of cross them at the bottom. So let's just add here. I cannot wait for the new catalog to go live and start casing that caddy. That's going to be so much fun. Okay, so I'm just going to put one here like this and glue that down. And then let's glue this one. And then I'm going to crisscross this at the bottom, like so. And put that on there like that. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Okay, and then lastly, I'm going to do this. Now, what I like to do very often is I glue most of the flower flat, like I'll glue it flat from the leaves down, and then I will lift this piece up with some dimensionals. And I like to use our mini dimensionals, or if it's a bigger flower, you can use the large ones. Let me find my mini dimensionals. Here they are. Let me grab my take your pick tool. So I will put a couple of minis on here. And then it will just raise it up a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to glue the rest. Now you really don't have to get carried away with your glue. And I will be honest with you, it takes practice using the green glue. If you start squeezing it out, then you just have to really just tap it on your cardstock. You don't have to keep pushing or squeezing the tube to get too much glue. All right, so we're going to put this on here like, let's see, like that. Okay, so that flower head is lifted off the paper. Okay, now this is really going to be, this is going to be a bow. So I'm going to hang on to this just to give it some weight with my tweezers while I'm going to show you a fake way I do bows. I'm going to double my thread up. Luckily, that's a fairly big hole. Hopefully I can get that through there. There we go. Okay, so I've made a loop and then I thread it through. Actually, before that, I'm going to make it longer. I need it longer to make a bow. Let's get some more thread. There we go. Okay, so I've got my loop here, and then I take my two ends. It's like doing a tag for a gift, right? You do tags like this. So I'm gonna, as a matter of fact, to make it easier, I'll just snip off the end. There we go. And then we're going to just push this through like so. Whoops. There we go. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to hang on to it just to give it some weight. I'm going to tie a bow. So let's tie a bow. I've got a stubby little thumb here, and it's hard to pull the ribbon through. So something else exciting on the weekend. Oh my goodness gracious, Erica, why can't you tie this bow? I'm usually really good at bows, but I'm all thumbs tonight. See, that thumb is just too short. Oh, there we go. Okay. And then you can just adjust the lengths by pulling to create what I often call as bunny ears. Okay, so there's your bow. And then we will glue this on the card at the kind of the junction. So we're going to glue that right like that. So I'm going to put this on a little mini as well, just to hold that tag up. And I'm going to stick on a glue dot on the card. So I'm going to use one glue dot here, right where I want to put that bow. Okay, and then I'm going to stick that down like so. Give it a good press. Okay. So there's your bow, and we might want to shorten these threads a little bit, or the tails of the bow. There you go. See how simple that card was once you've done your die cutting, and there's hardly any stamping. I mean, I didn't have to stamp on these images, so that made it go a little bit quicker. Look how pretty that is. Now, they use a little trinket that is in the catalog. They're called you can see them in the picture on page 69 here. And they are the pretty, no, that's not what it is. So if you go to your embellishment section of the catalog, this is the old catalog again. This starts on page 141. These are where all your embellishments are. And a lot of these are retiring. So these are, number 1, these are called sprig trinkets. And I can look them up for you and see if they're even on sale. Sprig trinkets. Yes, they were regularly $12.25. They're currently on sale for $6.12. So often Stampin' Up! Comes out with these really cute like sprigs in metal. And they're great. I love using them at Christmas time when I make tags on gifts. And so you can put them on cards as well because they're pretty low format. But I didn't buy those. I don't always buy every embellishment, but I happen to have these little dragonflies, and these are, I think these are still available. I think these came out in the Occasions catalog. Let me just, I can look these up too. Oh, I'm doing it upside down. No wonder I can't do it. But these just go on with glue dots. But look how sweet these are. These are really, really sweet. And so I might just put one of these on the card. So I'm going to use my glue dots again. Now let me see if I can look these up too. If you're interested in the sprig trinkets, I'll give you the item number is 159188. So they're on sale for $6.12. And it doesn't say how many are in a pack, but but there's a lot in the pack. And then the other ones are the dragonfly trinkets. Dragonfly trinkets. Oh, no, looks like those are totally sold out. Yeah, they were really popular. Yeah, so you could use anything you have, really. You know, could use some pearls on here. You could use your rhinestones on here. Whatever you feel like. So again, I'm going to put these on with my mini glue dots. So I actually roll this like a little sausage. I'll put that dragonfly right here. And press it down. Look how sweet that is. And that's flat enough to definitely go in your envelope. Isn't that sweet? That is a really, really sweet card. Okay, so there's your card. So if you wanted to put a panel on the inside, that is the same size as this, as the front. Now, I want to show you the envelope, what the measurement for the envelope is. So if I make custom size envelopes, I like to go to my stationery store, and I like to get good quality copy paper. It's thicker, it's a little bit heavier weight. You don't want to just get inkjet printer. It's kind of thin and it doesn't stamp well because it doesn't have a smooth texture to it. But this is the paper I have. It's very smooth. You can feel how smooth it is. It's a little bit thicker as well. So it's perfect for making envelopes. Okay, so you're going to start with an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And you're going to cut this to 8 by 8.5. Well, one size is already 8.5 inches. So I'm going to cut this to 8 on the long side. So 8 by 8.5 is the size that you need. Okay, so 8 by 8.5. Okay, that's the size that you need. I'm going to keep this out because I'm going to score. All right, I'm going to tell you your scoring measurements now. So, let me just pull back my feed. I just wanted to see who else has joined us tonight. Oh, there's Carol. We've got my two Carols here tonight. How are you? All right. All right, so here are your measurements. So your paper size is 8 by 8.5 inches, and you're going to score it on the short side. So on the 8-inch side, I'm just going to make sure this is my 8-inch side. Yeah, you're going to score it on the short side at 2 and 5.5. Okay, so at 2 and 5.5. Now, when you're scoring, be gentle, okay, because this is copy paper. So just be very gentle. So 2, and then you're going to move to 5.5. And again, score, but be gentle. So I'm going back and forth, but I'm hardly pressing. As a matter of fact, I think I didn't do it very well, that one. So what did I say? 5.5. That's better. I can see it now. So 2, and I'm going to do that 2 one. So maybe I'm scoring lighter than I need to. That's better. Okay, 2 and 5.5. And then you're going to rotate this and you're going to score at 1. So you're going to score at 1 inch. This is the bottom of the envelope. So 1 and 7.5. 7.5. And this is the top flap of your envelope. Okay. Actually, now that I say that, those are the two sides of the envelope. We're not doing like a coin envelope, you know, that is a vertical envelope. We're doing a regular sized envelope. Okay. So what you want to do then is you're going to fold on the score lines. So let's find the other one. Now, unlike cardstock, you know how I always say to score on the mountain? On this fine paper, I score on the valley. It's just easier. Okay, and then I'm going to score, or fold, I should say, these side pieces. So you're going to see this is a regular shaped envelope. Then I'm going to do this side. So these sides are each 1 inch wide on each side. Okay. So the next thing you're going to do is you are going to get your paper snips out. And you are going to cut these rectangles away. And you can, just like doing boxes, you can angle those edges in. So you're cutting off all 4 rectangles. Envelopes are really cool made out of designer paper too. So see how I'm just wedging the sides. Okay, so once you've taken away all your edges, you're left with this. Now, this bottom is a little bit wider than the top, so this becomes the bottom of your envelope. So you are basically going to be folding it up like this. Now, you can get out a 1/4 rounder. Bear with me, I'll just run and get mine. I like a corner round. So you can take any corner rounder and just round off these corners here, top and bottom. And you can choose to decorate, you could put in an envelope liner in here. I'll give you the measurements. I'm not going to do it tonight simply because my card doesn't have designer series paper on it. So I'm not going to do an envelope liner. But if you use designer series paper, you want to maybe match the envelope. So as you've seen me make before, you can either just cover the flap with a piece of designer series paper, or in this case, I'm going to give you the measurements for a liner that comes halfway into the envelope and then along the inside top. So the liner is 5 1/8 by 6 inches. And then you basically corner round. If you've corner rounded these corners, then you want to corner round the liner, and then you glue it into place Okay, but for me, I'm not going to do that. So what you do is you put these flaps in, and then we're going to glue this closed. So I just generally use, now be careful, because this is wedged in here at the bottom, don't put glue to the bottom here. So I just put a little bit. I don't put a lot of glue on the envelope. Okay, so I'm just going to glue that up like this. Okay, and then if you're mailing this out yourself, then you could just put some more tape runner in here and close the envelope. If you're going to give this away as a set of cards, for example, you could make four of them and put them in a box or a bag. Then you can use our tear and tape, and you'll just put a strip of tear tape along here. I mean, you could do it for yourself too, and then when you want to go to use the envelope, you just have to take off the liner. So you basically put a strip of this tear tape along the top, like so. Okay, and then when you're ready to fold it over, you just take that off. And there's your envelope. So I'm going to decorate this now, and I think I'm going to do this, I think I will use the flower and this background scripty font here. So I'm going to ink this up, and again, I'm going to just grab a piece of paper here, stamp it off, and then I'm just going to stamp maybe at the bottom of my envelope here. Okay, and then I'll do the flower in full strength. And then I might just do a couple of these little flowers. There you go. So there's your envelope, and there's your card. Isn't that a sweet size? So the finished size is 3 1/4 by 6 1/4. Very cute. Very, just a little bit different. So I hope you enjoyed that, and that you'll go ahead and make one as well. Looks like my feed has stopped, but I think I'm still going. Let me just refresh my page just to make sure. Oh, it's buffering. I think I'm good. Let me turn the camera up just to say goodbye. There we go. Oh, you have yours almost done, Carol. Good for you. And I know you'll post yours as well. Yeah, so very happy to say that the tulip festivals were fantastic, and we lucked out because it wasn't raining and we had brilliant blue skies with big, big fluffy clouds. So our pictures are just stunning. And I actually read in that little magazine that they changed the way they plant the field so that they're way more colorful now. And so we had rows of reds and yellows and purples and peaches, and oh my God, it was just spectacular. So I will post some pictures on my feed, or you can follow me also at my Erica Edney page, because they're already up there. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. And the other exciting thing about the weekend was I got an opportunity to meet a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Washington State. Carol had come across her and has gone to a couple of her classes. And her name is Jamie, and we got together and we crafted together one evening. That was a lot of fun. We actually played with She just got her order in, her pre-order as a demonstrator of all of our new stuff. And so she was happy to just have us crack open everything and look through everything. And then we each made a card. I should show those to you right now. You know what? Let me, hang on just a second. Let me pull those out. I have them tucked in my paper pumpkin box here. Here they are. So this is the beautiful card that Jamie made. She did it. This is brand new designer series paper, and she used a quilting technique to create this gorgeous background. And then she cut it out with a brand new set of dies. Wait till you see these dies. They're amazing. So that's the card that Jamie made. She did a beautiful job on that. And this is using a new blue that we have, boho blue. And then this is a card Carol made. She used a brand new set. It's all about crafting. It's a really cute set. So it's got this gorgeous easel in there. And it's got a trimmer, paper trimmer, and it had, oh, I just realized I'm not showing you because I'm face to face. Sorry about that. This is the card Jamie made. There you go. That pretty. Look at that gorgeous paper. This is the inside. Yeah, I turned the camera too soon. There you go. And then this is the card that Carol made. So it's a crafting set. So it's got a an easel, some paintbrushes. It has a sewing machine. It has a paper trimmer, the Stampin' Up paper trimmer, and it has our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So that's going to be a lot of fun for Stampin' Up demonstrators to play with, and anybody who crafts. That was a cute set. And then this is the inside. Carol just put a strip of that paper in there. And then this was my card. I played with a brand new underwater stamp set. So this is brand new in the new catalog. So I used our diorama dies to create this kind of puddle look. And then I created that card, and there's the inside. Yeah, so we had lots of fun crafting together, and it was so nice to meet Jamie. So there you go. That is everything for tonight. So thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I'm pretty excited. I'm heading up to Nanaimo on Saturday for a big Stampin' Up event for demonstrators on Vancouver Island. Our manager is coming. Our demonstrator development manager, new position, is coming. She lives in Ontario, and she's coming to host this huge event. So I'm really looking forward to that. Anyway, thank you so much for joining, and my next thing will be again Mojo Monday. We'll see you then. Bye, everyone.